Dynamic Market Mechanics, DMM. Part 2. Reading the Invisible. Understanding Market Behavior Through Observable Constellations. Introduction. The first part of Dynamic Market Mechanics introduced the hidden physical variables governing price movement. Mass, energy, time, rigidity. These variables cannot be observed directly. No trader can measure them with certainty. Instead, every market leaves behind observable traces. The objective of DMM is not to measure the hidden forces themselves. The objective is to reconstruct them. This reconstruction begins by learning how to read the fingerprints they leave behind. The rope never lies. Imagine watching a tug-of-war competition from a hill overlooking the field. The competitors are too far away to identify. You cannot see their faces. You do not know how many people stand on each side. You cannot estimate their strength. You cannot hear their commands. The only thing you can observe is the rope. The rope becomes your only source of information. Every movement, every pause, every acceleration, and every hesitation contains information about the invisible forces acting upon it. The market is no different. Price is the rope. Everything else must be inferred. Learning to read the rope. A beginner watches the rope. An experienced observer watches its behavior. The goal is no longer to ask, which side is stronger? Instead, the correct question becomes, what combination of hidden forces could have produced this behavior? Asterisk. Every observable behavior is a constellation. A constellation is not one signal. It is the combination of several observations that together describe the current physical state of the system. Constellation 1. Stored energy. Imagine the rope hardly moves. Both teams continue pulling. The tension keeps increasing. Neither side gains ground. At first glance, nothing appears to happen. In reality, everything is happening. The absence of movement does not imply the absence of force. It implies that opposing forces remain nearly balanced. Energy continues entering the system. Rigidity absorbs it. The longer this condition persists, the more unstable the equilibrium becomes. Eventually, a very small change may release all the stored energy almost instantly. Market fingerprints. The same constellation often appears in financial markets. For example, above-average trading volume, increasing price compression, narrow trading range, repeated rejection from the same area. None of these observations alone proves anything. Together, they describe a market where energy is being absorbed faster than it can be released. Constellation 2. Efficient motion. Now imagine a different contest. The rope moves rapidly. Neither team offers much resistance. Each pull produces immediate movement. This does not necessarily mean the winning team is exceptionally strong. It may simply mean that the opposing resistance is weak. Movement becomes efficient because very little force is wasted overcoming rigidity. Market fingerprints. Typical observations include average participation, strong directional candles, rapid expansion, low compression. The market is moving efficiently. Energy dominates rigidity. However, because mass remains relatively small, the move may reverse just as easily. Fast movement is not always strong movement. Sometimes it is simply light movement. Constellation 3. Fatigue. Imagine one team continues pulling with determination. The rope still moves. However, each pull advances it less than the previous one. The team has not stopped. Its efficiency has declined. Fatigue accumulates long before failure becomes visible. Market fingerprints. Typical observations include increasing volume, declining momentum, smaller price advances, longer trend duration. The market continues moving. Internally, the amount of work produced by each unit of effort continues declining. The trend survives, but its efficiency deteriorates. Constellation 4. Cascade. The rope is stretched to its limit. Both teams pull with maximum effort. Suddenly, one participant loses footing. The rope jumps. That movement destabilizes another participant. Then another. Within seconds, the collapse feeds itself. No additional strength has appeared. The system simply lost its ability to resist. The movement now generates more movement. Market fingerprints. Typical observations include sudden volatility expansion, liquidity disappearing, stop-loss clusters, increasing acceleration, forced liquidations. A cascade is not merely a strong trend. It is a positive feedback loop. Movement itself becomes the source of additional movement. Constellation 5. Polarity. Imagine a team pulling so aggressively that its own momentum becomes a liability. The moment resistance disappears, its own inertia throws the team backward. Its strength has not changed. Its direction has. Financial markets exhibit the same phenomenon. Leveraged positions contain stored directional energy. When they are forced to close, that stored energy is released in the opposite direction. The force does not disappear. It changes polarity. Reading the whole system. One fingerprint is rarely meaningful. One observation rarely explains the market. Markets are not collections of independent indicators. They are single physical systems. Volume, price, volatility, momentum, compression, liquidity, and duration are not separate phenomena. They are different expressions of the same underlying mechanics. The purpose of DMM is therefore not to analyze these observations individually, but to recognize recurring constellations that reveal the hidden state of the system. The principle of constellations. No single observation predicts the market. No indicator explains the market. Only the relationship between multiple observations reveals its condition. The observer is therefore not searching for signals. The observer is reconstructing a physical system from its observable consequences. Just as an astronomer recognizes a constellation by the relationship between stars, the DMM observer recognizes market states through recurring combinations of observable fingerprints. The market becomes understandable, not because its future is known, but because its present is finally explained.